Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the Tobago Updates news. In the headlines, PNM Tobago Council says we have learned our lesson. Union accuses PTSC of falling short on health and safety measures for COVID-19. And in sport, Tobago all-rounder selected for Vinci Premier League tournament. I am Kristen Salandi. Thank you for tuning into the Tobago Updates news for Friday, 11th February 2022. To our top story. The Tobago Council of the PNM is admitting that lessons were learned from December's THA elections. The party lost 14-1 to the PDP, ending their 21-year reign in the THA. They are now preparing for internal elections to be held on April 24th, with all positions up for grabs. Here are the details.
Vice Chairman of the Tobago Council of the PNM, Dion Isaac, says that since their 14-1 defeat in December's THA elections, the party has been in reflection mode.
Thus far, we have been frank with one another. We've been honest with one another, sometimes in some instances brutally honest. And I think being in this position now has given us the opportunity to do the introspection that is required.
At least 5 members of the executive, including Chairman Stanford Callender, resigned following the THA election. Isaac admitted the party was naive in believing that after 21 years, they will continue to win favor with the public of Tobago.
Many of us would have enjoyed the spoils of being in office for the period of 21 years and did not have the opportunity to recognize and take a perspective, take a look at things from a different perspective, being in the position of opposition.
The Tobago Council of the PNM has since decided to hold internal elections on April 24th. All 17 positions, including political leader and chairman, are up for grabs. Elections for political leader, chairman, and vice chairman were not due for 2 more years. After leading the party to such a crushing defeat in December, current political leader Tracy Davidson Celestine will be stepping down. In a release to the media, Davidson Celestine stated it was a great opportunity to serve the party and now it is moving on to a more exciting chapter. So who will be stepping forward to head the party? Former Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis confirmed he will be contesting the leadership of the party. He promised to provide Tobago updates with more details about his intentions in the coming week. Meanwhile, Minority Leader and the only PNM Assemblyman, Kelvon Morris, is also considering putting himself forward. He too promised to provide confirmation of his decision in the coming week. There is talk of Joel Jack also trying again for leadership. However, Tobago Updates is yet to get a response from him. Meanwhile, Dion Isaac is set to resign his position as current vice chairman effective February 18th.
I'm going to give consideration to a position, offering myself a position, but I haven't decided, I haven't made a definitive decision as to what I will do just yet.
Nomination forms will be available at the party's headquarters in Scarborough from February 24th. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson.
Although they have not embarked on industrial action like their colleagues in Trinidad, Public Transport Service Corporation employees in Tobago say they are undergoing the same health and safety issues in relation to COVID-19. Here is more.
General Officer of the Transport and Industrial Workers Union, Ted Taylor, told the Tobago Updates that since the start of the pandemic 2 years ago, the union has been speaking to management regarding acquiring the correct sanitizing solutions and equipment for the buses and office space, as well as purchasing personal protective equipment.
This has not been done, and we have concerns pertaining to that, right? Also, I'll further go to say that the corporation would have finally, at this hour, when I mean this hour, would have been early part of January, purchased the mist blower to sanitize the buses and them, but when it arrived and the cleaners were trained to use it, there were some problems with the machine. So we had to send it back down to Trinidad.
Taylor is not satisfied with what has been provided for the cleaners to sanitize the buses and the compound.
What the corporation has provided for the cleaners is Clorox, water, and disinfectant solution. And these are what cleaners are using. They are doing their best. They can only do so much pertaining to what is provided from the corporation.
He added that proper screens have not been installed in the buses.
They would have promised to install proper screen or barricade, I will put, right, for the driver from the passengers entering the unit. Up to now, that has not been done. They would have put up some plastic last year, right, which is a hazard for the driver, right, because this plastic here is kind of cloudy. You don't have a clear visual as to the left side of you. They would have promised to install those things. The plexi ply, they would have promised to install those things. Up to now, those things are not being installed.
Taylor said a number of workers have contracted COVID-19. He is calling on management to address these issues urgently, particularly now that more students are back out to school and are utilizing the buses. For Tobago Updates, I am Gail Thomas.
Tobago Updates sought a response to the claims made by Taylor from PTSC's communications manager Hans Schulz. However, we were told he was in a meeting. Now on to the latest COVID-19 figures. Over the last 24 hours, 26 new cases were reported. Total active cases are now at 437. There are 12 patients in the hospital. No new deaths have been reported. Total deaths remain at 238. We'll take a break now. Stay tuned. We have more news coming up next.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
Morning, good morning, put a smile.
Welcome back. Nurses in the Southwest Regional Authority are testing positive for COVID-19, but are forced to still come out to work. This, according to political leader of Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips. Phillips says she has documents to support the claim, and she wants this highlighted because many Tobagonians access services at various healthcare institutions in Trinidad, and it can be disastrous. Here is more from a press conference this morning.
Political leader of Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips, has documented evidence that nurses attached to the SWRHA are being forced to work even though they have tested positive for COVID-19.
Because you telling me that you are tested positive for COVID and a doctor from the occupational medicine unit is telling the staff to come back to work, right? So therefore now you are getting people more infected. And then again, you're saying that the healthcare system is overwhelmed.
Phillips chose to protect the identity of the nurses that shared documents to support the allegations. However, Phillips is now wondering if the authorities are deliberately trying to spike COVID-19 cases in the country.
If you tested positive, if I leave my house, I get in charge. But you telling me a nurse who's ordered by the same medical institutions that telling you to stay home on quarantine, telling you to come back to work to infect others, something is seriously wrong.
Phillips wonders if money is lurking behind the COVID-19 pandemic and is calling on the central government to be transparent with the public about the truth of the COVID-19 pandemic.
You telling me this is not a money-making thing? Somebody has to be eating off of this. Somebody has to be eating off of this. And this is why I'm siding with the opposition leader to get an investigative team to do a COVID-19 investigation on this whole matter.
Tobago Updates attempted to get a response from CEO of the SWRHA, Brian Amor. There was no response to our call. Questions have been submitted to the Minister of Health on the allegations of COVID-19 positive nurses being forced to work. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson.
As the dates for signature events of the Taste of Carnival 2022 draws closer, the National Carnival Commission has revealed the cost of the pods introduced as part of the COVID-19 Safe Zones protocols. The cost to patrons will depend on the show or shows and the group size. The pods, which are located at this Carnival City venue, Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain, come in varying sizes and can accommodate groups of 6 and 9. An NCC price list notes that a 6-person pod will cost $500 and a 9-person pod will cost $700 for the Senior King and Queen preliminaries. 6-person pods for the large and medium National Pan event costs $1,500 each, while a 9-person pod costs a whopping $2,000. Meanwhile, patrons will have to pay $1,000 and $1,400 respectively for pods for the Dimanche Gras event, which will feature the Calypso Monarch and the King and Queen finals. The price schedule also includes prices for seating in the grandstand. For persons who cannot afford those prices, there will be free admission for patrons attending the Junior Calypso competition, the reenactment of Canboulay, and the traditional and conventional individual competitions. The Queen's Hall Garden Theatre and the Naparima Bowl are other venues where NCC events will be held. The Inter-Island Ferry, the Buku Reef, will be taken out of service from March 12, 2022. According to a press release from the Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited, the Buku Reef will cease operation on the sea bridge from Saturday 12th of March to undertake scheduled dry docking works in compliance with the shipbuilder's warranty. The release further stated that the land-based works will take place at berth 3 at the Port of Spain Harbour from the scheduled date, following which the boat will proceed to Caribbean Dockyard for out-of-water works. The port assured that inter-island operations will not be affected as the other ferries APT James, T&T Spirit and the Galleon's Passage will continue to service the sea bridge. The Buku Reef is expected to resume service by Tuesday, April 12th. The sport report is up next. Stay tuned.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Hi Trinidad and Tobago, my name is Blacks. I have a lot of comorbidities. I suffer with my heart, lungs, my kidneys. I went to my doctor and find out if it was good for me to take the vaccine, and she said yes, and here I am. Please, I'm begging you, I'm begging my fellow Trinbagonians, please take the vaccine. All right, DJ, play a tune. Oh gosh, man, your belly. I'm just a stranger in a crowded place. Me and me cooler and we did.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. Kindly sponsored by NLCB, Desalcott.
So we could sit and celebrate.
Promising all-rounder Joshua James has been drafted to play in the 4th edition of the Vinci Premier League, a franchise-based T10 tournament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The 6-team tournament is slated to bowl off on March 19th, 2022, with the finals set for April 3rd, 2022. Here are the details.
James of Backhill Wim will line up with Fort Charlotte Strikers, captained by former West Indies player Miles Bascom.
Fort Charlotte Strikers, Miles Bascom, Rashid Fredericks and Ray Jordan, and they have also reserved an overseas player, that's Joshua James.
The VPL comprises 30 matches which will be streamed live with 3 games scheduled per day. A total of 84 players were picked by 6 franchises via a draft held yesterday. Among them are 6 marquee players, including West Indies players Seymour, Keswick Williams, opening batsman Andrew Fletcher, and left-arm fast bowler Obed McCoy. The 21-year-old James, who received the 2021 Chief Secretary's Award for Sport, is no stranger to playing in St. Vincent, having travelled with the Tobago senior team in 2019 for the Ian Allen Lincoln Roberts Trophy. The former West Indies under-19 player was instrumental in Tobago winning the series, scoring the most runs, and was adjudged player of the series. George Straw had a tremendous 2021 where he represented the Jamaican Talawars in the Caribbean Premier League and played his first season in the United Kingdom, scoring over 600 runs and grabbing over 20 wickets. In a release, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cricket Association said they have always sought to create the best opportunity for male and female local cricketers to enhance and display their cricketing skills. 6 teams, defending champions Lasso Fay Hikers, Salt Pong Breakers, Dark View Explorers, Grenadines Divers, Botanical Garden Rangers and Strikers, will contest the vaccinated-only tournament.
Woman assistant referee Carissa Jacob remains the lone Tobagonian on the FIFA panel for 2022. Jacob was among 5 local officials receiving a 2022 FIFA referee's badge last Friday at the home of football in Couva. Fellow Tobagonians Mentor Batiste and Merville Wallace received an appointment for match assessor and national instructor respectively. FIFA Normalization Committee Chairman Robert Haddad, TTFA General Secretary Amiel Mohammed, and head of the TTFA Referees Department, Michael Raghunath, were among those present at the ceremony, along with the appointed officials. Tobago's junior athletes will have another shot at earning CARIFTA qualifying standards as the second NAAA's Track and Field Series meet will be hosted at the Dwight York Stadium this Sunday.
In the first meet at the Hasty Crawford Stadium, only 2 Tobago clubs comprising 8 athletes made a trip to Trinidad. However, none of the athletes were able to achieve CARIFTA qualifying standards despite several good performances. Christopher Crawford of Falcons Athletic Club was Tobago's top performer, winning the shot put and discus events. Tobago Updates Sports has been reliably informed that vaccination continues to be a bugbear for Tobago's athletes and officials, as less than 50% are vaccinated. On January 23rd, in a Ministry of Sport and Community Development media release, it was revealed that national governing bodies and sports serving bodies can host sporting events for fully vaccinated athletes and officials. 3 Trinidad clubs are scheduled to join 6 Tobago clubs at this Sunday's meet. The action begins as early as 7 a.m. with the 5,000 meters and 3,000 meters events. Field events will commence at 9 a.m. with a discus throw, while events on the track will start at 12 noon. Vaccinated fans are invited to attend free of charge. Live streaming will be on Tobago Sports Live.
More news up next.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
John boy, I got a call and they're asking me to talk to the nation, talk to people and tell them about getting vaccinated. Yeah. I'm not sure if I should or if it's the right thing for me to tell someone to get vaccinated.
Yeah, but you just came out from Tobago.
Yeah, and 3 of my friends passed. And that's when I realized, I really need to say something.
Similarly here, I have an insulin-dependent son, and so I had to get all my kids vaccinated. I didn't have a choice.
I made the choice because of my parents. But the question is, what or who do you love more than yourself for you to make the choice to protect yourself or protect them from you? Trouble again!
Trinidad and Tobago, let's stop the spread of COVID-19. Vaccinate today.
I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards to
Come
our
to
top
Tobago
story.
Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and
looms
as
remains when the public is nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides Marine
in Tobago fishermen.
When will the
Sion
Roxborough Hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window at the islands,
treasures like the golden
continue
waterfall
to rise in Tobago.
Political leader of the Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips, will be using money from a failed project to invest into building out the party nationally. At a press conference today, Phillips explained that through their NGO, TNT Youths Will Rise, attempts were made to acquire land to set up a home for displaced youth and battered women, but found little support to begin the project from local authorities.
They didn't pay interest into our youth rehabilitation facility for Tobago, which would have been beneficial and would have secured what we're going through now with some of the youths dropping out of school and some of them being bullied.
The proposal, however, did find favor with investors in New York. In 2018, Phillips said an offer was made to purchase the rights for the proposal.
We were offered $5 million for the rights of the project. And also in the contract, it would state that for me to be at the U.S. to set up everything, set up the administrative services, the projects and implementation of the facility.
The offer remained on the table, and over the weekend, Phillips and the NGO were approached again, and this time they accepted. Phillips says when the money is received, a large portion will go to the charity efforts of the NGO, while the rest will be used towards building out UTP nationally.
I'm going to use my portion of the money to help build my political entity, and we are going forward with our political entity come 2025. We will be opening our office in Chaguanas, in the central area.
The party intends on contesting December's local government elections in Trinidad and every other elections held afterwards. They also planned on building out the party more in Tobago following the local government elections. We've come to the end of our Tobago Updates newscast for this evening. I am Kristen Salandi. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend.